Now, boy, Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. We are here with another tactics video. I promised you guys I would start to work on some more tactics. Like I said, the 4-4-2's always this FIFA, unless something drastic change going to be one of the ones I really love. But I wanted to try some different ones out, give you guys some different options. For today, we are looking at the 4-2-2. Very good meta formation. To sum it up a little bit at the start, it is a hybrid of the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1. This video I'm going to show you the team, explain it, but you obviously can see the team here. I'm going to explain my thought process behind the team, the type of players you want. I'll show you the tactic, and then I'll show you some clips of how it plays and works in game. And obviously you guys can make your mind up and see what you think. But yeah, I've tried a lot of the team that is out now. I've not tried out De Bruyne, Marquinhos, Kante, Mbappe, or Messi. So a lot of the more expensive ones. But Donnarumma, I've used him for about 5, 6 games. Didn't let any. He hasn't made any mistakes yet. Not giving him enough chance to, I guess. But he's made a couple of saves. I'm not sure any other keeper would make that. But it's early days with him still. Diaz is insane, and this is before I've got the 2 extra pace from 10 games chemistry on him. Cancelo's ridiculous as you would expect. Probably the best fullback in the game now. Can play anywhere. If you can swap him and play him in defensive midfield with his weak foot, then that's going to be pretty spectacular. Like, his card's insane. Effectively, you can get him in the 90 plus on nearly everything. Like, he's just a ridiculous card. Hakimi, insane. Probably the best centre back in the game if you can play him on full chem with a sentinel. His stats are just ludicrous. They're insane. Jorginho, I really like him. But yeah, this is the team. You can see in the custom tactics how I play it. We have Mbappe, Ginola up front, Dembele and Alessandrini out wide, but not fully out wide. They're playing Lam and Ram, Jorginho and Zidane as the CDMs because the 4-2-2 has CDMs, and then the flat back four. So the differences between this and the 4-4-2 that I've been running. Obviously, you have the flat back four that do the same. You have the 2 strikers that do the same. The Lamp and the Ramp do not offer quite as good width, and the left mid and right mid in the 4-4-2 pull fullbacks out. The game just automatically pulls the fullbacks out against them, and yeah, I guess that's a case of when they get pulled out, it makes it really hard for the people to defend the middle. So you don't get that as much in this formation, but they do sit a little bit more centrally, gives you a few more options in the box. Maybe makes the link up play a bit easier at times, but you don't get the width and through balls down the line quite as much. And then the CDMs in here, I think the gap between the CDMs and the Lamb and the Ram bridges the gap between the strikers a bit more, whereas in the 4-4-2, the gap between the strikers and the centre mids can be a little bit big at times. So this one probably is a bit easier to keep the ball, a bit better link up play, maybe has some better attacking patterns, but lacks some of the other stuff at the 4-4-2. So that's some of the main differences. I'm running 2 main tactics for it. My ultra defensive and ultra attacking are the same as my previous tactics video. For my defensive is 45 width. I think you can go anywhere from 40 to 50 really in it pretty fine. I don't have the depth too high. I think with this team I could maybe up the depth a little bit because I've got such good defenders now that they would just work fine in this. I think direct passing still the one. I experimented again a bit with balanced passing, and balanced passing maybe does make your attack a little bit more balanced, but direct passing is that OP that when it works, it just gives you 3 goals at times. So I think you do need to be using it. I've shown in plenty of videos before how that one works. The width at 40, I put that to make the Lamb and Ram tuck in a little bit more, give me a bit more in the middle. Players in box, I'd go anywhere from 4 to 6. The free kicks, I maybe could lower. I've not really looked at the corners. I've still got on 1. And then for the instructions, stay forward on the 2 strikers. Come back on defense on the Lamb and the Ram. I want them to come back and help my defense. I've left the CDMs on default, not changed anything. Change the fullbacks to stay back, and then comes for crosses, sweeper keeper on the Donnarumma. And then for the more attacking one, similar to what I did with the 4-4-2, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not drastically changing the formation or instructions or the tactics. I'm just upping the press and upping the depth. And that genuinely does make quite a big difference to the tactic. Just makes it a lot more aggressive. I put stay central on the strikers for this one. because I'm going to be winning the ball a bit higher at the pitch, and I want them to stay in the middle. Same on the cams, same on the CDMs, same on pretty much everyone. The only real difference in the instruction, forgot to change the keeper there, so I've been playing without him change that. That's annoying. The only difference in the instructions is stay central. Like I say, it's quite a different tactic though, because the press after possession loss. I found some games I'm a bit flat, struggling to get at my opponent. I go a goal or two down, I change to the press, and it instantly changes the game. On this new patch, where passing has been nerfed drastically, and it's a lot easier to intercept, people just park the bus. The press is very hard to pass through. It's very hard to keep the ball. Sorry, lost my train of thought. It's very hard when people put the press on to keep the ball and pass anywhere. Like on this game, yeah, it's just the way it is. To be honest, the press is OP. It's very hard to deal with. So yeah, I'd definitely watch for that. The press is just crazy on this game. But yeah, appreciate you watching the tactics video. Let's get into some clips now where I'll actually show you how it works in game and give you guys can give some feedback on the tactic, what you think. But I'm going to show you how it works in game, some of the attacking patterns so you can actually learn how to play it properly. This is some clips from the stream that I was playing this formation in. I play mostly co-op, but the tactics that I use are very fine for co-op or solo play. So you can see here, let me get my Epic Pen software up actually. We'll get that up for you guys. So here, this formation, the CDMs get forward. There's a lot of space here. You've got the lamb there. The ram's a bit wider, but when you're on the opposite side, the lamb there tucks in more, whereas the left mid might be there, which does help a bit with putting pressure on. Go back there to the CDM. And then here, the lamb is so central that it's a nice easy pass there. Jambu misses the chance, unfortunate to be honest. And here, I'm on the press tactic at this point because we're losing by a goal. So we're getting in the face. You can see there, I'm stepping towards them. Putting a lot of pressure on. And then from here, the lamb switch makes the running behind. And then from there, you could square it for the cutback. This formation, like the 4-4-2, is very good at cutbacks because you have the two strikers, the lamb and the ram, who are always providing options. And then here, I green the shot near post and it flies in. Ends up being a nice goal. It's come from the press. The structure of the formation, we've got two midfielders that help. You've got the flat back four. You've got the front four as well. It is very nice. Plays very similar in attack to the 4-4-2, except for you probably have just better link-up play from the CDMs and the lamb and ram. And then the lamb and ram just took it a little bit more centrally, which for me is very helpful when building up. Corner tactic you can do here. Since you can't pass to the edge of the area quite as easy, this works a bit easier in co-op, but it's still fine in solo play. You pass it short, go to the edge of the box, and then there you just hit a finesse. It's a pretty decent tactic. I don't know if it's better in the 4-2-2 than other formations, but it's one that I found works quite well in this. Like I say, in co-op it's a little bit easier, you can get in space, but you can do it in solo as well. And the things in co-op, other people can mark it easier as well. So this is a viable tactic I would use for corners in FIFA now that they've nerfed the other types of corners. This clip here is going to show some magic from Jorginho. Jorginho, probably the best midfielder I've used this year, and I've played with the Night Hullet. Crazy pass from him there. Like, passing's not as good as it was. And Jorginho still, for the most part, bar some passes that just no one can make anymore. Feels like he's crazy at passing. Go to the edge of the box here. And Jorginho, Jambu hits it without even timing. It's like 30 yards out. Went right in the top corner. And yeah, that's not going to work consistently necessarily. But this is something you can do in the 4-2-2. You get the width. The striker there's gone out wide. He's combining with the lamb. The CDMs get forward. I have them on balance attack. I wouldn't put them on stay back because otherwise I just think this formation is too defensive. But they get forward. They occupy the space here. So it helps your attacks still have good options and build up, and you can go back to them. And then if you have good midfielders, quite often they can turn and hit a shot like that. Show a defensive clip here, and then me actually counter-attacking. So you can see there, the team gets in shape, the flat back four, then the two CDMs operate around here. Now my opponent's pressing me, I need to get out the counter. So some good composure by us here. We boot it up, but there's not a lot you can do there. So we gain shape again. Sometimes you have to press. Cover that, Ruben Diaz. Jorginho with the nice pass. Now in the 4-2-2, it's very good at counter-attacking. Bit of composure there, and now we're in on goal. Nice play by Jambu, and here you always have to pass it to the side. It's an easy tap-in, and that's come from us defending. See, we're a bit aggressive at times. You can be a bit more aggressive than the 4-4-2 with this tactic, I think, because of the CDMs rather than the centre mids. And yeah, I really like this formation. I'm not 100% convinced I would stick with it over the 4-4-2, but it is pretty similar anyway. I'm going to stick with it for now and try it out, but I really like it. I think the link-up play, possession's a bit easier in this. It maybe just doesn't cheese the fullbacks quite as much, but it's a good formation. If you want to try something a bit different, maybe where Lam and Ram don't need the pace quite as much, still obviously important, then I think it's a very good one. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Any questions or any tactics you want to see me do, please let me know. And as always, never forget to keep it spicy.